Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing another cook and clean with me video. This time I am prepping for the Super Bowl. So if you need some Super Bowl inspiration on appetizers and meal ideas, then you're in the right place. We're gonna make 4 different appetizers and 2 different desserts. And I'm so excited to cook them with you guys today. So we're also going to be cleaning up the house, and I'll be sharing some tips on how to get your home ready for guests if you are having people over for the Super Bowl this year. If you guys like cook with me videos, make sure to give this one a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also click the bell notification right next to that subscribe button. That way you're notified every time I post a new video. And let's go ahead and get started.
The first recipe we are making is buffalo chicken meatballs, and I actually have my brother's girlfriend Courtney here helping me. We're mixing together 1 pound of ground chicken, 1 cup of breadcrumbs, 1 packet of ranch mix, some chopped green onion, and then a little bit of salt and pepper and a half teaspoon of onion flakes. Then we added 1 clove of minced garlic, 1 large egg, 1/4 cup of buffalo sauce, and mix that all together with your hands. And then you're just going to line a baking sheet and form little balls. And you're going to bake these for 15 to 17 minutes on 400 degrees. When they are finished, you're going to drizzle a little bit of ranch dressing on top, and voila, there you have it. They were so good. We loved them. This is one of our favorite things. Alright, moving on to recipe number 2, we're making cheeseburger tater tot cups. For this one, you're just going to brown some ground beef, and I added a little bit of onion powder into my meat to give it some extra flavor. And then meanwhile, I put in a couple of tater tots into a mini muffin pan, and I'm going to bake those at 425 degrees for 10 minutes. And while those are cooking, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of mayo, 2 tablespoons of mustard, ketchup, and relish to the meat. And then I'm going to mash down the tater tots once they are cooked into the muffin pan. That way it kind of forms cups, and then you're going to add your meat. And then I'm also going to add bacon bits and cheddar cheese on top, and then I'm going to put them back in for another 15 minutes. And I did get all of these recipes from Pinterest, and I'll have them linked down below. This recipe also called for a special sauce that's kind of like a Big Mac sauce. So you just add 1/2 cup of mayo, 4 tablespoons of relish, 2 tablespoons of mustard, and then you're going to also add in 1 teaspoon of onion powder and garlic powder. And just for some added sweetness, I also did 1 teaspoon of white wine vinegar and a little bit of ketchup. So you just mix that all together and then stick it into the fridge until these are done. So here's the outcome. They were really yummy. Okay, now we're making a jalapeno popper football cheese ball. Say that 4 times, but it was so good. You first mix 16 ounces of softened cream cheese and some green onion, and then you also mix in breadcrumbs, parsley, and cheddar cheese, and mix that all in together. We tag teamed this recipe. You also add in parsley and pickled jalapenos, and then mix all that together and cut up some strips of mozzarella cheese for the football stripes, and then you just add some extra cheddar cheese on top and bacon to make the cheese ball really yummy, and then add those mozzarella strips on top to make it look like a football. And then you can also, around the cheese ball, add crackers, pretzels, anything you want to dip into the cheese ball. And this actually made a huge one, so it was really yummy. We probably ate over half of it, and it was so good. So definitely we'll be making it again, and it wasn't super hot, so that's always good. Alright, number 4 is pigs in a blanket. Now this is a recipe that will be kid friendly. If you guys are having a bunch of kids over, this is something that they will for sure eat. So you're just going to cut up 2 cans of crescent rolls, make them into little pieces, wrap the little smokies in them, and then you're going to form all of those into a football. And then once you have your football formed, you're going to get 1 egg, whisk it together, and then you're going to brush it on top of the whole thing. And then you're just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. And then to bake it, you're just going to put it in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes at 375 degrees. And there you have it. It's so good. You can also add mustard or ketchup stripes to make it look even more like a football. Okay, now time for dessert. So the first thing we're making are chocolate chip cookie bars. This is my family's recipe. We're going to double the normal one. So we're going to add in 2 sticks of butter crisco, 1.5 cup of brown sugar and regular sugar, and then you're going to mix them together. Next, you're going to add in 4 eggs. Then add 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 1 teaspoon of water, and then mix that together. Next, you're going to add 4 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of salt. Mix that together, and then add 1 full bag of mini semi-sweet chocolate chips. And then you're going to add a lipped pan, and you're going to add the whole mixture into that. And then a tip is to spray your hands with cooking spray. That way the cookies don't stick to your hands. And you're just going to spread it all out and get it nice in the pan, nice and even. And then for some extra flavor, we're going to add some mini chocolate chips on top of there. I find that semi-sweet works best for these cookies, that way they're not overly sweet. And then for whatever sports team you like, you can add in their colored sprinkles just to make it a little more festive for the Super Bowl. And then you're going to bake them for 12 to 15 minutes at 375 degrees. And this is the final result. So this feeds a lot of people. It's really great for a crowd, and they're so yummy. Alright, the last thing that we're making are football strawberries. And the first thing you're going to do is melt some chocolate wafer chips and wash your strawberries and make sure you dry them really good so the chocolate sticks. I did get my chocolate from Aldi, I just wanted to mention that. And then I always pour it into a more narrow cup, that way it's easy to dip. And these harden up really quickly, so that makes it nice. And I just added toothpick into the strawberry, dip them in, and then put them on a platter. Now I'm going to melt some white chocolate chips, and I put it into a piping bag with a tip on it so I could draw on the football stripes. So I went ahead and did that to all of the chocolate strawberries, and this was the final result. So not perfect, but you get the gist, and these were so good. I could not stop eating them. Okay, it's a lot later now, and I changed into some comfy clothes, but some tips on cleaning your house before guests come over. One is to have your drinks stocked and ready. I'm just putting some water in the fridge. I hadn't done that since we got back from the store earlier, so I went ahead and did that. And then I also always like to change out the trash. That way, if people are throwing away their plates, they don't have to worry about having a full trash can and not having a place to put their trash. And then I always like to make sure my floors are clean, so I just swept out the kitchen. I'm going to do the rest of the floors tomorrow since it's not quite Super Bowl Sunday yet. So make sure you clean your floors, that way no one's stepping on crumbs. And it's just a simple step to making your house feel extra clean. You guys will have to let me know who you're rooting for this Super Bowl game. I personally have no preference at all. I had to ask Taylor who is even in the Super Bowl tonight, so that just shows you what I'm there for, and that is pretty much just the food. So let me know if you're the same or if you're actually really into watching the game. Next tip is to clean your bathroom and make sure that you have toilet paper and a fresh hand towel and that everything's nice and clean for guests to use. And then the last thing is to make your home smell super good. I'm just lighting a candle from Bath & Body Works. This one is the spiced apple toddy, and I love it. It smells so good, so homey and welcoming. So that's a great tip. I also like to get some fresh flowers. I found these at my local grocery store for $1, so definitely check out those. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you make any of these recipes, tag me on Instagram or let me know. And Brooks had a lot to say at the end here as well. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.